Soul, the makers of a night walker, elements I hold. Rose the warship, no days of courtship. I don't want a woman to love me, rather see worship the God, the bend in the stars, walk in the cosmos. Take a look inside of my soul, turn your eyes gold. Cries from inside of my dungeon, rather they die slow. Hanging from chains is just a skeleton remains gold. IA beamers, night dreamers that stay cold. Kids born no heart in their chest, not even days old, cause mommy smoked too much. Poppy wasn't there, so she just mended the pain. No order in despair, leave you deader than the planet with no water in the atmosphere. Killer flows with the blackest tears, word to mine. So turn your 9 on yourself, do us all a favor, cause you a waste of flesh, nigga. You don't love your neighbor. Tired of funerals and mothers crying cause her son is laid up. That's why I travel in the midst inside a ghostly vapor, away from $2 niggas and the foulest bitches. I spit a street kaleidoscope of my wildest visions. Death is life, everything will come together. I've been on my own in this world since a younger nigga. Trying to drag me into hell, no I ain't coming with ya. God fearing, the law staring, heart tearing. Never laying with a woman if no fruit's bearing. Put your mind inside the game while the cards dealing. We just pieces of the puzzle of the street hustle. Nigga, I slept on the train, you never seen struggle. Watching the blood hit the ground, welcome to Thug Town. Better watch your work with the strap, coming to my town. Tri-state agendas, niggas. Shooting and stretching niggas, hellbound. Never make it to heaven, niggas. Ain't no traps in my hood. Ain't no bandos, we lighting candles and pour Hennessy right where he stood. That's how my man moves, still keeping the plan smooth. Cause one link don't break the chain. As a man thinks the world is his to gain, swallow flames like I just snatched the air out the room from the roof of the building, standing, staring at the moon, siphon blood from the body. Move like a lichen in the underworlds, probably would've robbed you in your lobby. Take 100 shots to stop me. Better be silver bullets, or I'm just getting up, ripping up the closest to me. Death, life, everything will come together. I've been on my own in this world since a younger nigga. Trying to drag me into hell, no I ain't coming with ya. God fearing, the law staring, heart tearing. Never laying with a woman if no fruit's bearing. Put your mind inside the game while the cards dealing. We just pieces of the puzzle of the street hustle. Nigga, I slept on the train, you never seen struggle. Staring at a suicidal sky as I felt the sun shower and the clouds form eyes. I could feel the earth's sadness. We only told the madness cause it's too much death. Money, worshiping, and fast sex. I mirror my steps of those of great men who chose to build rather than destroy. To live is like my greatest joy, but still kick raps that or shatter asteroids. That's why I still kick facts, I'm glad I have a voice. I seen hell, lived it and escaped it, and placed my ear closer to earth and felt the place shift. Mother Earth is alive, why are we killing her? How could you see the stars in the sky and I be feeling some, and I be feeling humble, and I be feeling something's greater out there? Why it's so hard to tell someone I love you? I got my heart broke a million times and still stand before God knowing I'm blessed to praise the most divine. Death, life, everything will come together. I've been on my own in this world since a younger nigga. Trying to drag me into hell, no I ain't coming with ya. God fearing, the law staring, heart tearing. Never laying with a woman if no fruit's bearing. Put your mind inside the game while the cards dealing. We just pieces of the puzzle of the street hustle. Nigga, I slept on the train, you never seen struggle. Stop being humble. I feel like I gotta remind my brothers, you know, it's been a long walk for black men. And where we find ourselves right now is at a point where everything that we see seems to have gotten more vicious. The conversations online, the discourse, the racism, the hatred. And our place is not in this fight no more. And
when you do involve yourself in it, when you do not take the chance to big yourself up, give yourself your props for surviving, man. Give yourself a pat on the back, because they'll always tell you that the things that black men do, the things that our businesses, our jobs, our families, the things you were able to create out of thin air, you're supposed to be humble. You should be quiet about that. They tell you what you don't do, what you haven't done, right? But what they don't tell you and what they don't remind you of is that you all inherited nothing. Every black man that you see, for the most part, everything that he has, everything that he owns, whether it's a home, whether it's an apartment, whether it's a farm, whether it's a Honda Accord or Mercedes Benz, understand that man had to bring that into fruition from dust, actual nothingness. You were given nothing. You were taught nothing. You weren't given any skills. Nobody taught you how to do anything. Nobody passed a business down to you. Nobody passed down a college fund for you. Nobody passed down a trust fund for you. Everything that you see, everything that you own has come from your own hands and your own mind. Stop being humble. Stop walking around with your head down. Stop feeling like what people say should have an effect on how you feel about yourself. You should have more love for yourself. You survived hell. A lot of you grew up, didn't even have a father in the house, me included. And you still made it. You still survived. You still survived the times when you were sleeping on somebody's couch. The times when you was walking down the street with a job application in the sun, trying to get a job anywhere. Some of y'all just survived jail. Some of you survived the military. Some of y'all literally survived gangs and crime and turned your whole life around, only to be reminded of what you haven't done as opposed to what you have. The things that you conquered, the conquering of yourself. Some of you gentlemen were overweight and now you're in shape. Some of you men had bad habits. You smoked cigarettes, you drank too much, and you broke those vices. Some of you did hard drugs and bounced back from that. Poverty, chaos, hunger, real hunger, abuse, physical, sexual, being used as a fallback plan for some harlot. Some of you been cheated on by girlfriends, wives. Some of your children have been manipulated by your child's mother to not speak to you. And you still here, you still strong, you still a man. Don't let anybody tell you different. So stop being humble. Stop being meek. Stop being quiet. And I'm not saying be braggadocious or tell people to get off your dick, no shit like that. I'm just telling you that there's more to you than what the world is telling you. There's more to all of us. Some of you brothers, because of the women you chose to pursue and how they treated you, have a bad or poor self-image of yourself. And you might not even know it. You have a bad self-image. You don't think you're that guy. You don't think you're desirable because of how the women you chose that aren't your women at all chose to use you and treat you as if you were never good enough. But if you put it all on paper, a lot of you gentlemen check all the boxes, every last one of them. Some of you just don't have the confidence or don't believe in yourself. And sometimes I fall victim to that too. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes you get in your own head and you think that you're not at your best, right? And all of us could do more, right? All of us can work out a little more. All of us can eat a little better. All of us can pray more. We can do everything. We can earn a little bit more money. We can work a little harder. All of us have that window of more, right? So being that you come from a place of survival, everything you do never feels like it's enough. Even when you've done a lot of you live beautiful lives. You have beautiful children. Some of you have beautiful relationships. You got a beautiful family, a beautiful home. You're healthy. You're doing what you want. You're making a good living. And still, when you look around in the mirror, you don't think you that guy. You don't think you're him. But you are him. You've always been him. It just takes you to really look in the mirror and believe that. We all fall victim to it. We thinkers. We get in our own head. We overthink. We talk down to ourselves. We don't have confidence sometimes. That's because you've been taking lashes all your life. You become used to losing sometimes. You're not, you remember the video I made about survivor's remorse? Survivor's remorse, you get so used to being in a struggle that when you finally make it out of it, you feel like you don't deserve it. You feel like you stole it. You stole your life. Because you made it out. You made it out of the ghetto. You made it out of the projects. You don't live around that type of shit. Your kids don't live around that. Your kids are well-behaved, well-mannered. They got big dreams. They're doing big things. You're proud of them. You understand? They're developing into great people. And that's because of you. But a lot of black men, they have poor self-image. A lot of you brothers in good shape. You don't think you are. I said this before. You don't think you're handsome. You don't think that girl over there would think that you are handsome. But at the same time, we can look and see the type of men these women deal with. All these top shelf chiseled jawline niggas, I never really see them with these guys. They're with regular dudes. And I'm not saying they are even a goal, because half of them are twisted anyway. But you gotta really look at yourself and believe that you are not what the world says you are. You never were. You never were. A lot of the things that they told you about yourself weren't true. And a lot of things they told you about her were never true. And we're finally realizing that fact. But you gotta believe it inside that you are that man that survived fire and brimstone, man. You were born with nothing. You didn't get anything. You inherited dust. You inherited bills and credit and poverty and trauma from other people. You know what I mean? You inherited unwarranted abuse, down talk, verbal abuse. And we thought that was love. And a lot of us went out and tried to build with women who emulated that abusive upbringing, who gave us that taste of the familiar, even though the familiar was poison. It was toxic. It broke us. And only through the grace of God and strength, we were able to repurpose ourselves, rebuild, recalibrate, rebirth, re-resurrect yourself. Through all of that turmoil and chaos, how life treated you, how employers treated you, how, I remember those days, man. I remember that lost feeling of not knowing if this will be my last day working here, or not feeling comfortable anywhere, even in my own places. Always feeling like everything could be ripped from under my feet. It's a paranoia that will drive you insane. It will give you this feeling, this little dim light of stress that will always keep you there. It will lock you. It's a little speckle of uncertainty and stress that will keep you in this little dark place where you're never happy. You're never fully at peace. You don't even stop long enough to sit around and just relax and enjoy your life. Brothers working themselves to the bones. That's the shit our grandfathers and all of them did, man. They worked all of their life till they was old, and then they didn't have nothing, and then they just died from a heart attack or liver disease or drinking too much or whatever the case. You know what I mean? D'Angelo just passed away at 51 years old, man. 51 years old. I'm 44 years old, man. Prodigy just dropped the album with Mobb Deep. He passed away at 42. I'm older than him now. None of this is promised, man. So why waste moments of your life not believing you are what God intended you to be, man? A miracle, dog. You are a reflection of great things, beautiful minds. You are a thinker. You are a man who breathes fire, man. Don't let anybody tell you different. You've slayed dragons and demons all of your life. And that's why I always tell you guys, this is a place where you could put your sword down, your shield down, and reflect on yourself. Use these videos as time to, while you're working out, or when you're on your commute, or when you're just taking a walk in nature, or you're just sitting in the house in your own place that you manifested, and you just listening to some words that aren't like what you hear every day. That's the value I bring. I try to give y'all something that when I look out into the world online and in reality, I say, I can't imagine, what these brothers is intaking, because the things I see bother me. The things I hear, it don't fall on deaf ears. To hear the things women say, society says, it has an effect on you. You can be strong as you want to be, but it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. It's like a bittersweet victory when you get away from it. Sometimes you do have to unplug. You do have to leave the phone alone. You got to delete the apps, man, the Twitters and the Instagrams and all of that shit. Even YouTube sometimes. You just got to leave it alone, man, the TikToks and all of that, and live in your reality, because a lot of y'all have a great reality. The only negative energy you ever see is coming from your phone. It's coming from social media. But your life, when you turn that phone off, is great. It's peaceful. It's pleasant. You don't deal with a lot of assholes every day. You don't deal with a lot of Sharkeishas and wild banshees. You don't have that type of energy around you. You're around love. You're around your children's love. You're around the love of your family and people that care about you. You have a great daily routine. You work out, you get your money, you come home, you relax, you might play the game, listen to music, work on your craft or whatever you're trying to build for yourself. Your life has nothing to do with this stuff. It's not the same. So keep that in mind. When you think of the internet, remember, it's not a real place, man. The things these are people you'll never see, you will never hear. When they talking bad and they making it seem like you're just the devil and you men are horrible and y'all not good enough and y'all don't make enough and you're not tall enough and your dick ain't big enough and your car ain't nice enough or your house ain't plush enough. You don't speak 15 languages. You don't have a 10-pack and do 8,000 push-ups in one sitting. You don't look like a supermodel, but you're you. And because of that reason, you should stop being humble about it. Because at the end of the day, your story, if they put it in a book, people will read it, man. You'd be surprised. A lot of the stories and the things that you guys experience, the backgrounds, the life stories that you guys have, could be put in a book and be a bestseller. It could be the script to a drama movie, and you came out on the other end with a happy ending. A lot of you are still building that happy ending. You might be good, but you feel like I can be better. And that's great, man. There's nothing wrong with that. That's a beautiful way to think, actually. That's a beautiful way to think, man. The world is your oyster, man. A lot of y'all been around the world, been to beautiful places, seen beautiful people, ate beautiful food, seen sunsets in tropical lands that a lot of the people that talk down to you never saw, never witnessed. You understand? Never left their hood. Farthest they ever been was Jamaica, some Carnival cruise bullshit. While you actually have friends and people that you know in other countries that look out for you when you get there. You have connections in other places. You You're a great individual, man. Stop being so humble, man. It don't mean you gotta go out and brag. It just means keep your head up. Walk with your shoulders back. And believe who you are when you walk down the street and people head go down. Remember what Cat Williams said? When I walk in the room, heads go down. Cause they know when you walk with that confidence and you got that swag about you, people's heads go down. Women glance and look away. And you might not even see it. Just do that when you out. Just walk. Shoulders back, chest out, head up. Walk with a stride. Look good, feel good in your heart and in your mind. And watch how people just either attract or run. They won't even make eye contact with you. You understand? Even women, you'll see them. Man, there's this girl in my building, right? And it was one time I felt like I was talking to my first guy and she flirted with me. But when I see her, I think I told the story. She go out her way to like not to ignore me for some reason, right? See me in the gym. She'll see me and just look straight. Real goofy like behavior, right? And then one day I was coming in from getting some food and she was coming from my apartment and she's going towards the gym because it's and she came right around the corner, right as I was reaching the corner. And when I tell you, this girl looked at the wall. You understand? Like she turned her head and looked at the wall damn near. You understand? Looked up, saw me, and head turned right, and there was nothing but wall there. And she just like looked and walked with her head to the right. You understand? I never said nothing to her. Only one time I came outside when I first moved here and I was like, yo, and she was walking her dog and I was like, yo, you know where a store is around here? Like somewhere I could get like something to eat or some water, some stuff for the apartment. I've just moved here. I didn't know nothing, know where nothing is. And she just like, nah, not really. You know what I mean? I think it was a Sunday and everything was closed. But I remember that conversation. And I remember she used to live on my floor. And one day I popped out and she was being real friendly with me. And I really didn't know much of anything. So I was just kind of like, yeah, okay, you know, nice to meet you. Nothing. I just kept it moving. It was like a nothing burger. And ever since then, she like never said hello to me no more. Even though she sees me all the time. I might be in my lobby talking to the guys in the building, just, you know, shooting the shit. And she'll walk by and say hello to everybody and then see me and just be like quiet. And I'll be like, the fuck? You know what I mean? But it's an energy. And you know, we at the age where we know women play goofy games. They, you know, they're not really all that they say they are when it comes to confidence. And, you know, they gotta portray like a larger than life version of themselves online. And, you know, people believe that. You know, that's why they gotta always, you know, promote sex first. They gotta be ass first, titty first, and everything else. I can't even go on Twitter and just scroll, you know what I'm saying, without just some chick with the camera facing her ass dancing in the fucking camera. You know, that's somebody who lacks confidence to me. That's not a confident person. You know what I mean? Like if you a guy and if you in shape and you always walking around trying to flex your muscles every time people see you, people think it's like, yo, what are you trying to prove? You know what I mean? Niggas can see your ass from down the block. They don't need you to bend over in front of a camera to do it, but you're the one that's supposed to be, you know, no confidence, but you're the one that is not supposed to be humble, because these are the people that are around you. These are the people in the world that people think are confident. That's not confidence. That's delusion. That's insecurities, things like that. A lot of you brothers don't really play the online game. You don't play the social media game. You don't post your whole life every moment for everybody to see, every W you got. And a lot of people don't know what you got. They don't know what you do. And that's good. People don't need to know what you're doing every day. They don't need to know your every step, your every move. You know, the last time you went to eat at a nice restaurant and all of that, and the new car you bought, or your new crib, or whatever. People don't even need to know that, because who cares, right? It's not a real place. It's not a real place. You know what I mean? People with intelligence, they use it for what it's meant to be, networking and marketing and building things and stuff like that. And that's great. But a lot of people, you know, they're just bots, man, and NPCs, whatever you want to call it. They just, it's just something where they go on, you know how the women go on TikTok and it's like their journal. You know, they want to pour all of their private problems onto the internet for strangers. Is that a person with confidence to you that needs to go on TikTok and be like, hey everybody, hey guys, oh man, you know, me and my boyfriend, we were having sex and blah blah, just mad personal shit that's like, you can't write this in a journal. What happened to journaling? Why is the internet your journal? Is that somebody who's confident, who lives this awesome life that people should be jealous of? Somebody that doesn't have a friend to call and tell their problems, but they tell it to a bunch of strangers on TikTok? Come on, man. Stop being humble, man. Because all these people out here that are portraying like they got it all together and they got everything, they fake. It's all fake, man. A lot of that shit is rented. A lot of them cribs is rented. A lot of them girls on them trips is sucking dick to get there. They selling pussy online, little back alley dark apps. You know what I mean? You know, they selling box, they doing OnlyFans, they stripping. These ain't, what is that? And why are you humble if this is the people around you and you doing everything, you playing by the book, you living a spiritual life, you walking with the Most High, you're learning things, you're intelligent, you're strong mentally, physically, you're not a sucker. You know what I mean? Can't nobody say that you ever snaked them in your life. You understand? You got real friends that you've had your whole life. A lot of people can't say that, man. You get respect. People respect you in the world, in the street. You get love. Everywhere you go, you know what I mean? People admire you. You make good friends, that's good-minded people that you can respect, that respect you. This is nothing to be humble about, coming from where we come from. You understand? We all made mistakes. We all fell short. We all did dumb things and regrets. And we all have regrets and things we wish we could have done differently. But you know what? You here now. It is what it is. It's done. Put it to bed. Don't worry about it. Don't cry about it. Just get back on the right track. That's all you got to do is just recalibrate. We all do that. Sometimes you work out, then you got a week where you don't, and you feel like shit. And what do? You get your ass back in the gym and get back to it. We all have the moments. It is life. But at least you have the desire for improvement. You got to think, how many people don't even have a desire to improve? They don't even care. They actually regress every year. They get worse. They get less healthy. You know what I mean? They make less money. They lose friends. You know, they lose things. And don't mind that. That's just my blinds. The wind is blowing. But we can all say that if you got the desire to be better, man, you ahead of a lot of people, man. I watched something the other day where a guy said, man, if you can do 50 push-ups straight, you can do more than most people. Most men can't even do that. You understand? If you could go on record and say, like, man, I went to the gym 4 times this week. I walked, I ate right, I didn't drink, I didn't smoke. You know how many people can't say that? You understand? I've been studying a new language. I bought a ticket to another country. I'm going on a trip out the country soon. You know how many people can't say that and never will? You understand? Come on, man. A lot of y'all been on the path of improvement for years now. You can't even recognize the man you were 5 years ago. You don't even know that guy no more. You're a totally different person. You know how many people? You know how many people have been the same since high school? They've been the same person since high school. The same conversation, same shit. You know how you be around and you run into somebody from back in the day? Hold on, let me close this. All right, get some quiet. I didn't feel like pausing it, but you know how you see somebody from back in the day when you was younger, might be an old friend or whatever the case, and y'all had that small talk and you realize that they like literally the same person. You know what I mean? They talking about old stuff and things like that, and that's all fine and dandy, but at the same time you've evolved so much that the conversation it's like irrelevant to you. You know, that's a lot of people, man. That's a good amount of people, especially in the black community. It's a lot of people like that never evolved, never improved. They literally, I know people like that right now, male and female. They've been in the same place. They never left the hood. They still live on the same block. And I mean, left it with no desire for anything. Nothing. A lot of the girls I know from back in the day, they still living in Amityville. They still dating different drug dealers, or maybe not drug dealers at this point, but then now they finally trying to meet some decent guys, but they've been getting fucked since I was in high school. 20 years of getting fucked, man. It's crazy, dog. It's crazy, dog. Women live a wild life, man. A life that, like I said, man, a lot of us can't even imagine how wild it is. You know what I'm saying? You only get a glimpse of it mostly because when they're with you, they downplay all of that shit, right? They try to act like they never lived that life. But, you know, you see glimpses of it online, but you got to think, man, like I said, you know, the things you don't see. You know what I mean? I was just talking to this chick today, man. She just been hitting me out of nowhere. This girl I tried to get at, and then she kind of gave me a little weird energy, and I just like stopped talking to her. Really, I don't really play that shit, you know me. But then I kind of went to a party and I ran into her friend, and her friend is on me. So now that her friend is on me, now all of a sudden she want to start hitting me out the blue, like, yo, what's up, what you doing? And I'm sitting there like, I ain't talked to this chick in like a year. Now all of a sudden you want to be friends? You know what I mean? And she hit me with the rigmarole. You know, these women are weird, man. Like, I'm asking her what you been up, what you been doing, oh, what you do this weekend. Oh, I did some spiritual stuff. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? You went to church or something? Like, no, it's some African religions that I went to deal with. And I'm like, okay, cool. Well, you know, one is a religion, one is a cult. I don't remember the name, but she used the word cult. And I'm like, what? You know, I went there because I was needing money, and you know, my love life has been stuck, and I'm really just looking for something to find some answers. And I'm just like, stuck? Like, really? Okay. You know, I'm liking dudes and they not liking me back. I'm like, yeah, really? Okay. I've been single for 7 years. You know when you hear that, it means for 7 years she just been getting piped down pretty much. You know what I mean? And she getting tired of getting tossed up. So anyway, she going to proceed to tell me a bunch of bullshit. No, I'm dating for marriage, but you know, the guys I like don't like me, and ha. And I'm like, yeah, right? And she's like, kind of, from my vision, she like a white girl to me. So she talking about my preference, you know, black men, and I'm just like, oh, okay, all right, whatever. And then she's like, yeah, you know, I'm like, so you going on dates? Is like, what's up? You know, what's the situation? Like, you talking about, you know, you liking dudes and not liking you back. What you doing? When the last time you been on a date? Oh, last week. Oh, okay. A date. This is the word I used. You've been dating. Okay. When the last time you went on a date? Last week. All right. So you know what that means. You've been single for 7 years. You've been going on dates. More than likely out here getting fucked. Okay, where'd you go? Did the guy take you somewhere? Would you go to eat or something? No, to his house. Oh shit. I'm like, man, these women just keep proving me right, dog. All you gotta do is let them talk, man. That's it. To his house. You went on a date to somebody's house. You went to get fucked, pretty much. And now you're feeling some type of way because he's not calling you. But you want to call a ghost man and think you're gonna get some happy answers. I'm gonna tell you, like, I told her straight up, like, yeah, that's where you fucked up right there. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. You know, you're only gonna learn the hard way, I guess. But you know, they don't listen to reason. So I didn't even really keep the conversation going. I kind of just drifted off and, you know, stopped replying. But this is their lives, man. You know what I mean? In and out, in and out. Just getting tossed up, run to the next guy, get tossed up. And it's kind of ill, man. It's kind of ill when it's like we dodge so many bullets as men. You know? A lot of the women that you thought you wanted, you thought was fly, once you get to know them, they not fly like that. They not fly like that. And a lot of y'all can attest to that. A lot of the girls you thought was fly back in the day, or you might think is fly now, but if you really put a microscope on her life, her daily doings, how she's moving in these streets after hours, during them creepy hours, them late night sex hours, you wouldn't want her, dog. You wouldn't even want that. Because I don't give a fuck how single these girls are, how single they act, how long they've been single, how bad they claim the dating game is, and how, you know, ain't no good this and that. I promise you, these chicks are still getting their backs blown out 2-3 times a week. That's why they always pop up knocked up still and don't know who got her knocked up. That's how much action she been getting. So don't even worry about it, dog. Just stop being humble, because this is the people that you are surrounded by. These are the people that some black men unfortunately put on a pedestal. You know what I mean? The street dude, the guys with all the cars and the money we thought was fly back in the day. Now they doing 25 to life. You understand? They in and out of drug rehab for smoking crack when they was supposed to be selling it, or getting hooked on coke. You know what I mean? Had to pawn and sell all the cars, and, you know, got RICO cases and all type of shit. You understand? Now they 40, damn near 50, going on 60, don't got no skills, been in jail for 25 years. Don't got none of the shit they had. You know what I mean? They only balled out for what, a year or two? That's how most of these dudes was in the drug game. When they was balling and getting money, it was only like a year or two, man. A year, maybe a year and a half, 2 years before it all came crashing down. So was that anything to really put on a pedestal? Nah, man. So stop being humble. Why? Because these are the people that you surrounded by. This is what's going on. This is how life is working behind the scenes, behind the veil. When you lift the veil and you see things for what they are, you realize ain't too much anybody doing anything except thinking men. And the men is moving like we moving. We the only ones doing it. Everybody else is just drifting along, wondering where you at, trying to get where you are, trying to do what you've done, trying to be the man that you are now. There's ghosts of you that were better people than a lot of people that exist currently. There's ghosts of you from 10, 15 years ago that are still, when you put it next to the average person out here running their mouth, talking crazy online, thinking they know some shit, they couldn't hold a candle to the old you. So there's no way they could hold a candle to the new you, the current you. So stop being humble, bro. That's all I'm trying to say. I just want you to go out into the world and look in the mirror every day and know you that man. You always been that guy. Even though you didn't believe it sometimes. Or you was so humble that you didn't even, move like that. You didn't put your chest out and operate at that frequency. You was in the cut, quiet and low. And you know what? That's cool too. That's cool too. That's how real men operate anyway. We not out in the open making noise, yip yapping, running our mouth. Nah, man. I learned a long time ago to know when to shut the fuck up. Because when you quiet, you learn a lot. You see a lot, and you understand a lot of this shit out here is just bullshit, man. It's just a bunch of nonsense. And I don't really got time for nonsense. A lot of these girls is nonsense. They ain't talking about shit. Their minds is all warped up in social media and all of that madness. They really can't even think for themselves, honestly. And it's sad because social media is not something that should devolve your mind. Corrode yourself. And a lot of these women, they real insecure, man. No matter how good looking you think they are, how fat they ass is, or long their hair is, or whatever the case may be, trusting me, deep down, a lot of these girls are just getting tapped off, rejected. They just talk a good game. You understand? Because unfortunately, unlike men, women can't exist alone long. They need a man to validate them. As men, you validate yourself by what you do, what you've done, what you survived. That's how you validate your manhood. You came from the projects, now you live in a house. Stop being humble. You did 5 years in prison, now you got your own business in a house, kids, cars. You live in life, you travel the world. Stop being humble. You was once 330 pounds, now you a solid 220. Stop being humble, man. You went to school for a trade, got the trade after having problems getting a job. Now your money's up and everything is moving smooth and you're thinking about running your own business. Stop being humble, dog. You feel me? You quit drinking, stop being humble. You quit smoking, you stop being humble. You know what I mean? You got a promotion. You're making more money. You just got a new car. You got the car that you want in the place you want. Stop being humble. You understand? You got a great relationship with the Most High. You turned your life around. You're a better man for it. You're more spiritually inclined. Stop being humble, my brother. It does you no service. It does nothing for you. Just know that you were put here to be a king, man. You were put here to conquer. And sometimes the biggest thing to conquer is yourself, man. Give yourself props, man, for what you survived, what you came from. A lot of us wasn't raised to survive, man. You understand? There was a covering over you all your life. You wasn't raised to make it. Nobody gave you that information. A lot of y'all was taught by people who didn't know themselves. And you had to go out and lose and keep losing and getting and then losing it and getting it back to realize how to keep it. You had to keep falling on your face, brushing your shoulders off, patching your scars, and get back out there. You had to keep getting your heart broke and get used and abused for you to end up at a place where you at peace with whatever comes your way, even if it doesn't come at all. Some of y'all learn how to operate with women right now because of the shit you went through, and it made you a more calculated man when dealing with them. They can't get nothing over on you now. They can't play that bullshit on you now because you way too fucking advanced now. You covered all your bases. You crossed all your T's. You dotted all your I's. So why be humble in a world full of psychos and losers and goofies? Know nothings, has-beens, harlots and hoes, bums. The thinking man is the future, and he's always going to be the future. He's always going to be the future. He's always going to be the future. When all of this shit comes crumbling down, the last man standing is going to be the man with the mind. The last man standing is going to be the man of intelligence, the man of wisdom. He's going to be the last man standing when all of this shit comes crumbling down. When all the drug dealers get locked up, all the scammers get locked up, all the niggas that they claim is them guys right now, the gang members is dead in graves, rotting away. They're going to look up and they're going to realize something's missing. Sound familiar? The ghost of good men. They're going to look up and they're going to realize something is gone here. It can't be all of this. This can't be it. It gotta be a better version of that. And guess what that better version of that man is? He's at home. He's building. He's in another country. Chilling. He's not at the clubs. He's not at your bars. He's not at your dating events. He's not on your cruises and your bullshit ass. You know what I mean? He's not there. And he will never be there. He won't even be at your Super Bowl parties. You understand? He'll watch the game out at his house on his 75-inch. On his couch with his glass of whiskey. Minding his business with his team jersey on. With around the people he loves and his close bros. And he's not going to be worrying about all that extra dumb shit. He's not going to be there. And that in itself is something to make you know that you have no reason. I don't give you the permission to be humble. So as these words hit your ears and they go into your mind and they remind you and they kickstart that good feeling, that reminder that you are and always been him. I want you to go out to the world and believe in yourself and have good self-image and know that you take care of yourself. You do the right things. You don't hurt nobody. You don't rob nobody. You ain't snake nobody. You ain't shiesty nobody. You did everything. You earned it with your own blood, sweat, and tears, and you deserve to be wherever you are right now. You deserve it. And on the path that some of y'all are going to get where you're going, you deserve whatever's waiting at the end of that rainbow for you. I promise you, it's yours. Don't feel bad about it. Don't feel like you don't deserve it. Don't feel like you gotta reach back and pull people that kind of try to hold you down and tell you you weren't good enough and you weren't smart enough. We don't do the reach backs. The shorties that cheated on you and used you for this and did that and did this. Some men got babies put on them and fake pregnancies that they found out about. Man, fuck all of that. Let that shit be done. Because at the end of the day, their life is going to be their judgment. All of that shit, it's all going to play out. You understand? It don't matter. Like, I'm tripping like cause today I literally listened to a girl tell me in real time the shit that we've been talking about for years play out right in front of her, right in front of my face. They literally operate on a damn script damn near, bro. It's like their whole existence is scripted. It's gonna start one way and it's gonna end one way. It's no way around it. So you be smart and don't find yourself wrapped up in all of that, because it's gonna end the same way with you or without you around. It don't matter. You understand? And best believe when I told her that shit, it's like, oh, you went to the crib? That's where you fucked up. That's why the dudes ain't calling you, fam. You know she stopped texting back like that, right? Truth hurts, man. And women are used to men that tell them bullshit all the time. That's why they all fucked up now. They don't like hearing that shit. They like hearing that it's all gonna be good at the end of the rainbow. It ain't, shorty. You know what I mean? You got a fat ass, you look good. Niggas gonna try to fuck you, man. I'm sorry. You might claim that you dating for marriage, but at the same time, you going to a nigga crib and you don't know him like that. And now you complaining that I like niggas that don't like me? Like, I mean, what the fuck you want to do? What you want me to say, fam? This is 101. You should have been knew this. You like 30 something years old. You feel me? You 30 something years old talking like that. That's just dumb. But you know, every nigga dreams is to have a beautiful dumbass goofy girl. Like, you understand? They just the best. Just a goofy, you know, goofball. It just like it just everything is just like it's fucked up, man. Cause you know it's ill. A lot of these shorties, you know, she say she like black dudes and she date a lot of American niggas, man. They wolfing her, man. Fortunately, it's like niggas ain't. We not like Brazilians, man. Like, you know, if a dude, I usually assume that for the most part, it's not always true. But if a dude is traveling and he's moving and around and dating another country, he's pretty much got an understanding of how women operate, and he know that, you know, women in America is a certain way, so he come out here to try to get a more even playing field. But at the same time, culturally, we're just different people. Like, you know, in Brazil, you know, a girl come to your crib and she smash on the first night. That's normal for them out here. You understand? That's normal. So when they deal with American men like that and do that kind of shit, yo, you might not get a call back, fam. You might not get the energy you might get from a Brazilian dude. He might look at it like, oh, she came to the crib and I tapped on the first night. I'm gonna just hit you when I want some butt. I'm not even fucking with you like that. That's just how it go. But a lot of them, they be looking for these American guys and they really think niggas is suckers, man. Like, nah, man. Brazilian men, they go for that kind of shit. They like, you know, they all freaky horny ass niggas. So when they come down to going on a date, they expect some butt and they'll still be, yo, we're girlfriend and boyfriend and yada yada yada. But it's like an American man, like, yo, if I'm smashing on the first night, you might get another, we might do it again, we might not. If we even do that. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, that was always my rule when I was younger. Like, yo, if it's just a joint that move like that, we getting one hangout, 2 hangouts at the most, and I'm fading to black. You understand? Because I already know how you move. You're not a girlfriend, you're not a wife, you're not none of that. You understand? And I don't want to keep rolling the dice with everything or nothing, no bullshit happening, because it eventually something go wrong. You know what I mean? You're dealing with these, that's a lot of dudes got kids with girls in them situations because they fucking around, they kept fucking with her, condom break, now she pregnant, she keeping it, boom, boom, boom. All of that dumb shit. So you gotta really be disciplined if you're gonna move like that. I don't suggest any of you do that. You understand? But you definitely have to understand that you're running a risk when you play that game. You're running a very severe risk of something going wrong. You know what I'm saying? And there's brothers in the comments that'll tell you right now, like, yeah, man, he's right. Because I had a little shorty, she was just a little pop off that I would have come through every once in a while. Fucked around one day, the condom broke, now I got a kid and a baby mother. So you don't want to play that game. It's for the younger guys. The older guys know this, but the younger guys listening to this, trust me and believe, I can't tell you what to do as a grown man, but if you're gonna mess around with something and and it's like a first night you hang out and you smash, either you don't fuck with her no more because you know what type of shorty she is. If you do have it on a casual level, just know that even protecting yourself is not 100%, bro. You understand? Condoms break a lot. So please understand that you are still in a situation where you can get an STD, condom break, you're still stroking, you can fuck around and get burned or some bullshit like that, because you don't even realize it for fucking until you your head start to click like, damn, this shit feel way too good. And you look down and the condom is that little ring left on the joint. You like, when the rest of it is somewhere lost inside of her, yo, bro, you don't want that feeling, bro. That's a scary feeling, man. And when you look up, it's like, ah, man, what did I do? You know what I mean? Some of you know, you might have fucked around and finished. You know, yo, bro, I've only had a pregnancy scare one time in my life. And that was when I was like 18, bro. One time. And it's nothing you want to deal with, bro. I was lucky it didn't turn out the way it wasn't what I thought it was, but I couldn't imagine how different my life would have been if that was the case at 18. You understand? That would have been a whole struggle. My boy had a situation like that, and he always tell me, man, them younger years, my son is like in college now. His son go to UNLV. He's doing great things, but he said when he was young, bro, with his moms, nigga, shit was fucking real, bro. It was real. We was fucked up. You see what I'm saying? Shit was hard, nigga. So that's just some game for the younger guys. The older guys know this, but at the end of the day, if you survived all of that, you ain't got no reason to be humble, man. There's war going on outside. No man is safe from. You can run, but you can't hide forever, man. You can't hide forever, man. You know, but we still here. We still strong. We still survived it, man. Sometimes I think back, I get memories of things that I experienced that I don't remember in the front of my mind, but sometimes they creep up from the back of my memory, and I think to myself, wow, man, like, that was a rough time, man. That was hard times. You know, I remember being in Atlanta, man, and walking down Peachtree. I think I was like Midtown, man. And I would just be walking, man, in the sun, 90 degrees, 95 degrees, dress shirt on, tie, resumes, handing out resumes to any and everywhere, restaurants, the smoothie store, what, any and everything, man, for hours. I'm talking about 9 o'clock, just walking, bro, till my feet was on fire, sweat running down my face, my back. Just walking down Peachtree, handing out resumes, man. Like, I was fucked up, man. I'll never forget that shit, bro. I'll never forget that shit, man. That shit was bad, bro. It was hot. I'll never forget that day. It was peak summer. And it was so real that I was so traumatized from my summers being so bad and hard that I would get nervous when summer came. You know how these got to turn cruel summers? Like I would feel like PTSD where summertime coming, I would be scared like something bad gonna happen. And I would always be, because of those times I had, I remember just in the summer, man, I just walked and walked, and I think I walked damn near half of fucking Peachtree Boulevard, man. You know what I mean? I ended up damn near Buckhead, man. And just getting no after no after no after no after no after no. We not hiring, no, we not. You know, and you got to put on that face and just, you might get a little impromptu halfway interview and you think you got the job and then they don't call you and you kind of happy. It's like, okay, we got you, man. Yeah, we looking, and then you don't get the job, and you know, that shit hurt, man. That shit, especially when you really down bad. You know, you might get a second interview and you hoping for something and it just don't happen. And that let down from a place hitting you and they say, oh, we decided to go with somebody else. And you needed that job, man. You needed it. Not wanted it, you needed it. That feeling, man. That shit is the worst feeling in the world, because you don't know what's coming. You don't know what you're gonna do. You can feel it. You can feel something right on the horizon. It ain't good, man. You might lose your crib. You might, get evicted, something like that. You ain't got no food in the crib or whatever. You might not even have a crib. You might be trying to get a job just to get a crib, to get off your man's couch. You know what I'm saying? I done slept on a train before, dog. Rode that joint all night, back and forth, till the train conductor kicked me out. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get some Z's on the train. Just let it go back. Just let it go from one end to the other end. One end to the other end. Until the train conductor like, yo, man, you gotta get off, man. This train is out of service type shit. Like, damn. Alright. You understand? Shit's real, dog. It's been real. So I'm definitely not humble. Because I done survived real things. Survived bullets flying past my head as a kid. Cats shooting up my boy crib while we all in there playing. Because they shooting at the drug dealers down the street who want to run up in my man's crib, running from the dude shooting at him. And he starts shooting up his house. Glass breaking and all type of shit. Man. Shit crazy, man. Real crazy situations, dog. I done been through. And I'm thankful I'm here. I am. There's a lot of us, we ain't supposed to be here, man. But we miracle babies, man. Remember that. So stop being humble. We are walking miracles. The life you survived, the life you lived, the life you came out of to be here listening to this in a peaceful environment with your mind right. Man, you blessed. So don't ever let nobody tell you different. You know what I mean? I'm your brother. I'm going to tell you. I got love for all of y'all. And I want the best for everybody, man. Because I know a lot of y'all came up like me. And y'all went through what I went through. Something similar. A lot of us got similar stories, man. Similar stories. Similar backgrounds. Some of us come from the same cities. You know what I mean? Same type of neighborhoods. So, for us to be some of us in our 40s, going on 50, in a life that's peaceful, no stress, everything taken care of, bills paid, trips on the horizon, plans to travel, been out the country, are out the country currently while listening to this, just got back from out the country, like beautiful things, man, living a good life. You know, we blessed, man. All praise to the Most High for sure, man. Amen to that. So stop being humble, man. This is your loyal, your humble servant, only in servitude, that's here to just, you know, I just want to give y'all some words to go by, man. Something to get you through the week, get you through the month, man. I always felt like that was always my thing, man. I always wanted to be of service. I always wanted to help people. You know what I mean? Most of my job was, you know, the jobs I enjoyed was jobs where I was of service to others. That's just why I'm like that, you know. And a lot of it is just saying the right things, getting people motivated, inspired. I think that's a gift that we all got and we all should share with one another. And people that you love, you know, sometimes people just need the right words to let them know that, you know, you are him, man. And you never stop being him, and you always will be him till we all depart from this place to somewhere better, man. So just understand. This is your boy TMT. I'm gonna sign off on this, and I hope all of y'all are blessed, man. Peace.